So long story short, right? There's so much
Hmm.
crap going on right now in the world, dog. Especially with when it comes to our people, black folks in America. Um, what's that? What's George Floyd murder that took place?
Hmm.
But the thing is,
Yeah.
bro, it's not even for me personally. It ain't the first time. Literally
Yeah.
5 years ago, Mike Brown was choked out in the street. You know what I mean? 5 years ago,
Yeah.
Tamir Rice was gunned down at the park because he had a BB gun. They pulled up
Yeah.
on dude, 2 seconds, killed a 12-year-old kid. You know what I mean? Like for me, bro, and I'm speaking for me as from the perspective of a father, right? Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
Nigga, it's hard to have these conversations, like with my
Yeah.
child,
Mhm.
to where I
Yeah.
gotta explain to Jay why he can't play outside with play guns, right? Like
Yeah.
why it's not safe to play outside with a toy gun.
Right.
Why if we get pulled over, what's protocol? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Right.
and granted, life ain't fair, but damn,
Yeah.
things should be getting better, bro. Like you
They should
you
be.
you
They
you
should
you
be.
look at the situation, and like I said, granted, life ain't fair, right? But
Hmm.
I'm tired, bro. Like
Most man, everybody tired,
like
cause
like I'm tired, bro. Like it's
yeah.
for every time we come up, we have conversations like this as a people, not just us talking, right? But as a people,
Yeah.
when this conversation comes up, we get the same old retorts from I'm gonna say the other side, or people
Hmm.
that's taking the backs of the police, or I'm gonna say the offender, right? That, oh, we
Yeah.
got to see
Right.
all the facts. Oh, you don't know this or that. Oh, he shouldn't
Right.
resist. Oh, you like we hear the same stuff every time, right?
Right.
But there's never a sense of remorse. You know what I mean? Like there's
Yeah.
never a understanding of, like, there was a child that was hurt, or yo,
Yeah.
that was a human being. It's always
Yeah.
looked at through the lens of a criminal. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm tired of that,
Yeah.
bro.
Well,
I,
I feel
I'm,
you. I definitely feel.
I'm tired, bro. And
Yeah.
granted, I ain't got a whole lot of solutions outside of treating people freaking the same, right? Like
So, I mean,
doing to others as you would have doing to yourself. The basics.
the golden
You
rule,
know the
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 basics. Like,
basics. Treat people the way you want to be
yeah.
treated. Give people the benefit of
That's,
the doubt.
that's
Innocent until proven guilty. We always, and that's what the other side. I'm saying the other side in retrospect to the narrative.
yeah.
Not saying that they're
Right.
different, but oh my
Yeah.
God, give the police a benefit of the doubt. Innocent until proven guilty.
Right.
Well, my nigga, I'm seeing people that's getting killed on the street that haven't been proven anything. They haven't been proven
Yeah.
anything. There,
Yeah.
I posted like I said, we long winded. I know I'm long winded, so I'm just kind of going right now.
No.
But
Hey, man. Hey, I don't mind listening.
I seen I shared a post that a lady I used to follow. I still follow, obviously, on Facebook. Selena Richards, right? How she was in one of the
Mm,
companies, the network marketing companies. I mean, she's still pushing and whatnot, make tons of money, right? But her husband,
yeah.
not staying. His name is dang, I can't think of his name, but anyway, his last name Richards. He used to be a policeman. He's a brother,
Mm,
but he was 20 years on the force, and she asked him after 20 years on the force, is there any way
mm,
that you can justify what happened in this video? And he said absolutely not.
right.
The man was handcuffed.
Right.
He was granted, I ain't seen what happened before that. He could have been belligerent. He
Right.
could have been fighting back. I get that. You got to subdue offenders. I get that. But he's handcuffed.
Yeah.
In the whole video, he was handcuffed, hands behind his back, and you put your freaking knee on his neck. John Jones, MMA fighter, posted, and he said that move is literally illegal. Period. In jiu-jitsu. Okay, not just because it's a air choke, you know, where you choke, take somebody win, and they pass out. That's why people, oh my God, but he was talking, blase, blase. But it was a blood choke. It stops the oxygen to your brain. Yes, he could talk, but it was stopping the oxygen from his brain, and it literally killed him on film. My brother, the cop, the officer, the suspect, literally kept his knee on the man after he was already dead, man. Like, there is no excuse. There's too much bull crap facilitating good old boy system when it comes to police. And it ain't just white police, black police, Hispanic. It's all of them, right? Accountability.
Thank you. Yeah.
In the military, if you're an MP or military police, there was stuff that you couldn't do. And when you in the military, you can't fire your gun without direct orders. Like, it's just like that. And these people have literally life and death. You literally in the firefight. You literally over there where everybody's shooting, right? But you can't fire your weapon until you are given direct orders. Why ain't police over here held to the same standard? You know what I mean? Like, you would think that the level of responsibility, the honor or respect that should be held to the office or the job title, right? That responsibility would be held in the face of, you know, the job. You know what I mean?
Right.
I say great power, great responsibility. Spider-Man, Uncle Ben said that. Like you gotta have some type of responsibility. Like,
exactly. Accountability,
yes.
Like, I agree, man. I don't know why, first of all, when they, like, the dude is obviously guilty. Like, there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, when I saw it, I was like disgusted, man. I was even hesitant to even watch it, man, because I seen it like going around when it was first going on, and I was like, man, I don't even want to watch it, because you know how it is. First off, you know, the whole issue, racial tension and everything, and then just seeing them like that, and I'm just like, here we go again. But then, like, just seeing stuff, I was like, I want to gather my own conclusion, because, you know, if I'm gonna make a judgment, I want to see for myself what's going on. So I watched it, man, and it's sad. Like, this man,
terrible, bro.
Literally, like, he literally crying, asking you, like, to get off the back of his neck. Like, he can't breathe. Like, he's talking about, officer, please let me get up. Like, that is just sad, man. That is just disgusting and sick. Like, and the cop just sitting there, like, minding, like, he dazed off. He in his own little world. Like, where do you do that at? And then you got cops around him, not even restraining him. Like, this,
so, like, chill, bro. Like, we got him. Let's book him.
Like,
let's take him downtown.
Like, he's already, like, why? Like, I never get, and I don't know how true this is, but I heard some people say that some of the bystanders was actually thinking about getting involved or whatever, but the Asian cop that was there kind of touched his gun to signal, like, don't jump in. I don't know how true that is. It's just something I heard. But even if that's true or not true, first of all, the Asian cop was just standing there. Then secondly, if it is true, it's like, you willing to kill people because they see something going on unjust that you the cop ain't even trying to take care of. Like, it's like, and like you said a while ago, which I'm glad you pointed out, like, in some ways I feel like it sucks, like, because it is a fact that police brutality happens more towards black people. That's a fact. But sometimes I do, like, for me at least, like, I try not to get so caught up in the whole racial thing. because I feel like sometimes that takes away from the bigger
Right.
picture, which is the point you
Right.
made. Like, it ain't even always white versus black cop or black man or whatever. Like, it's
Right.
just the police in general,
Yeah.
man. Like, they get away with way too
Right.
much. Like, there is no accountability, there's no consequences, there's no repercussions, and then it's like, and I'm gonna just be honest, a lot of right wing people
Yeah.
always want to take the side of the cop, and like you said, they want to say, well, it's innocent until proven guilty. Well, that same thing should apply to the suspect, to the man that's dead. Like,
Right.
we ain't gonna say that the cop is guilty, but we also ain't gonna say that this man that was just killed is guilty.
Right.
And I think everybody need to understand that, whether you left wing, right wing, or whatever. Like,
Right.
let's take a step back. And then another thing, I was watching a video earlier. You know who Candace Owens is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I was watching the guy. He was talking about right wing talking points and stuff. And don't get me wrong, I agree with like some stuff Candace Owens say. I like a little bit of some of the stuff she said, whatever. Don't agree with it 100%. But
So she
out
like seasoning. You got to get in small pinches. You can't take a bunch of it at once.
yeah, exactly. like any politician or whatever. But he pointed out the fact that she was saying something about police brutality is a myth.
Oh, shoot.
And but it's like, how can you sit there and say police brutality is a myth, but you got a whole video over here of a man being brutalized by a cop? Like, even if it was that one case,
Right.
it's not a myth. It's no longer a myth.
Right.
Like, I don't get how you can sit there and say that, especially when you know your people are upset. Now, I'm all for pointing out facts and being truthful and all
absolutely.
that. But there's a way to go. Yeah, but there's a way to go about things. Don't just try to be insensitive and just to make your point and to make it seem like all crime and all that is going on. Like, there's everything else is going on other than white on black crime. Like, I get the point you're trying to make, but it's like there's ways to go about it. Because when you're talking to like people who are upset and angry, like, even though I'm all for like stepping back, being rational, but everybody ain't like that. You know, people are upset and angry. You have to approach that from a different perspective rather than just adding fuel to the flames. Because now just throwing that out there, they're not going to listen to you. They're just going to see that as a talking point, and you're not for us. So now I'm dismissing everything you say, even if what you're saying holds
right.
It doesn't.
And see, that's the thing.
So it's like, man, like, go ahead.
No, you got it, bro.
No, I'm about saying that's the thing. Like, when it comes to like some of these conservative, whether black or white people, like yes, you could be for the cops, but you can also stand up when real injustices happen. Like, just like you tell these people, don't jump to conclusions. Don't take your own advice, man. Like, don't just sit here and have a knee-jerk reaction and say, oh, well, blue lives matter or whatever. Like, first off, blue ain't even a race. Like, that ain't even, like, it's only black, white, brown, and yellow if you want to talk about Chinese. Right. But I mean, like, come on, like, people we need to be more sensitive if we're gonna try to make certain points.
Yeah, and speaking on the black, white, blue, and all that. Truth is, man, the problem in a sense can be broken down to the fact that African Americans, black, Moors, Hebrews, whatever people want to identify as, right? When we're broke down, this is the killer about the English language, right? They identify us as black.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
back.
Yeah.
But nah, man. What I was saying about black lives, white, blue, yellow, brown, red. Truth is, man, that's kind of the source of our problem, though, right? If you look at us being classified as black has always been comparatively or inherently evil or wrong, right? Because you think about, you know, oh, it's black, or you got the darkness, you got the light the light, and then you got darkness, and then you have, oh, a black cat cross your path, oh, it's bad luck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's cloudy outside, oh, it's
Hmm.
getting dark. You know what I mean? Like it's inherently, or somebody's practicing witchcraft, they doing black magic. You know what I mean? So with this
The
language,
connotation
the
behind it. Yeah.
connotation of the language, the root of
Yeah.
it is negative. So
Yeah.
whenever you place that negative on top of anything, whatever it is negative. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You think about
Right.
the bad guy in a movie, that Walking Dead, Negan, the ultimate bad guy. What he show up with? A black leather jacket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The dark figure, the black knight.
Yeah.
It's always negative. So whenever you have this inherently drilled in your brain, you have a group of people that's looked at in every situation is automatically wrong, automatically
Yeah.
evil, automatically it's their fault. Instead of it being looked at in a sense of pureness, of just humanity, as looking
Yeah.
at me as a
Exactly.
man as I am. You see what I'm saying? There's been
Right.
times when I have walked in grocery stores with my kids,
Hmm.
two of them, and somebody clutching their purse, or scooting over out of fear as if I'm gonna jump them with two
Yeah.
kids. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, and this is way post Corona, right? Like, I kind of
Yeah.
understand people being distant. You know what I
Yeah.
mean
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like, pre-Corona, like people, it's always been like this. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you have
Yeah.
this negative outlook on and see, this is crazy. There's this show called 100 Humans. It's on Netflix, right? And they do like tests about what people would do, or how they react, or how the human mind works, right? And
Hmm.
they did this test about, I mean, it's on Netflix. You gotta check it out. But about
Yeah.
how people shoot black people, right? Now,
Yeah.
the way they did this, they didn't tell the 100 contestants or whatever, because I mean it's a mixed group of people. It's 100 people. They didn't tell them the
Right.
object of the game. It was like, hey, we got this 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 facility, right? And it's got, you have bad guys jump up and you have good guys jump up, right?
Right.
You got this gun, it's kind of like laser tag. You got this gun, it look like a real gun too. When you see the bad guy, pow, you shoot him. Bad guy got a gun, good guy got a phone, right? So you got people
Right.
coming out with a phone, like they recorded, and then you got people coming
Hmm.
out with guns.
Yeah.
Now, the whole point of the game was all BS, right?
Hmm.
They had, I mean,
Yeah.
it was random, like random, boom, boom, boom. Everybody pretty much, all of them. But the last two was the only ones that mattered, because they had a white dude come up with a gun and a
Hmm.
black dude that every single person that was on this show knew. They knew him because he
Hmm.
worked on staff. He worked with them every day. He talked to every single person. He helped prepare meals and everything. Like, they knew this guy. They had, because it was like
Right.
a few weeks project or whatever. They knew him,
Right.
and it
Right.
came out at the same time. And every single person, black ones involved as well, shot him. Every one of them shot him.
Hmm.
Every one of them automatically put, and there was some of them that like were disturbed, like heartbroken, like because of the fact that everybody else it didn't matter. Like, but whenever they saw their
Yeah.
friend, it's like me looking and I'm seeing Michael, and I pull the trigger on Michael,
Right.
and I'm telling you, I feel like that's a big part of this problem, that
Hmm.
people aren't seeing African American, blacks, people of color. They're not seeing people. They're
Right.
not. They're seeing a problem. They're seeing their biggest fear.
Agree.
They're seeing boogeyman. They're seeing.
Yeah.
They're they're seeing negativity instead of
Yeah.
people. and
Yeah.
it's uncalled for, man. Like it's so unwarranted that I mean, in its own. Just speaking of what I said before, it's disgusting.
Right.
But
It is.
but then I mean, you see the show, you see the episode or whatever. Shoot, after I edit this, I might have a clip from it or whatever put up here.
Yeah.
But you will
So, hey,
see
Whitney up here. What's up, Whitney? I ain't
what
make it
up with.
private. Well,
Nah,
yeah,
that's why I said we just do it in the group
yeah,
since it's only
yeah,
6 people in the group, right? But
yeah, yeah,
what up with? But that's part of the problem though. Like people
yeah,
are seeing us, people of color, as inherently evil and negative. That's why you see a Sandra Bland. You know what I mean? You
yeah,
see a Tamir Rice. You see, man, you see Trayvon Martin. And that wasn't even a
yeah.
cop that killed him. You see what I'm saying?
Right,
Like you
right.
see this inherent take on who we are as a people.
Mm,
And I really feel like that the language, the spell, the twist on who we are is just being color. Cause Asian people don't say they yellow. They Asian.
no, they don't. They
They
say Asian.
they North Korean, South Korea, Japan, or Chinese. You know what I mean? Wherever they're from. An
Mm,
African person, they don't even say they're African. They say they're Nigerian or I'm Cameroon. They
or
speak on
whatever
a
the
country.
tribe is, wherever they
They
from.
speak
Yeah.
on where they're from. And with
Mm-hmm.
us here,
It's
we
like,
can't even say we American
you
because
gotta say African.
because when we say we American, it's still second rate just because of what we look like. Because think about it,
Mm-hmm.
a native of America can't say that they American. You think
True.
about that crap. How
Mm-hmm.
twisted is it that the people that were literally here before the Americans was called the freaking Americans can't say that they
Right.
American? But
Yeah.
nobody has a problem if an Irishman a person who lineage goes back to Ireland lives in America and call himself an American. Nobody
Right.
sees that issue. Nobody even bats an
Yeah.
eye. Dude, Conor McGregor could move here and instantly call himself an American and nobody will say anything about it. But he has pride in where he's from and he's gonna always say he's an Irishman. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Like I said, I really feel like that's part of it, right?
Yeah.
The connotation of being, a black, or that's a black man, or that's a black woman.
Yeah.
Like like you even think about how you would hear somebody say it. Like, oh, that's a black.
Yeah.
You especially the
Yeah.
older white folks, right? They
Black.
say
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
one of them blacks over
One of
there.
them
Like,
blacks.
what the hell?
Yeah, one of
But
them blacks. Like, yeah, it is. Man, there's a lot of, yeah.
it's so
Crazy
freaking
stuff. Yeah,
it's so freaking negative, bro. But
it is. It is. And a lot of, and I really feel like a lot of, like me and Trish was talking about it, and like she was saying, like we kind of feel like, especially white guys in the South and stuff, like like we don't really feel like that they're, like we might feel like they're a little racist, but it's like they're racist and kind of don't even really know it. You know what I mean? And like, or like they feel entitled and stuff like that. Like,
right,
and they
absolutely,
think they can get away, and they think they can get away with saying certain things or whatever. Like, they'll have a black friend, a brown friend, if you work
yeah,
hard and stuff like that,
yeah,
and all that, talk nice to you. But as soon as you make them mad or whatever, it's N word or go back there or whatever that to the third. And it's like, man, like you can't be like that. And it's like well, really everybody, but in this situation, like white people, whatever, like you can't, like I was thinking about it, like me and my aunt Angie was talking the last weekend or whatever, we was
right,
all talking, and like she was saying she had on the I'm black and I'm proud shirt, and she was in the store, and the white lady said, well, I'm white and I'm proud, and my aunt was like, and you should be, you know
right,
what I mean? But she was like, now hold on, but like I feel like people got to understand the whole reason we say we black and we proud. It's
right,
not because we're trying to like dog down white
mm-hmm.
people
Right,
to say like y'all shouldn't be proud of being white. But the difference is y'all were never told that being white was ugly. Y'all was
right,
never told that being white was not cool or whatever. Like, So when we say we black and we proud, we're building each other up. It's not
Right.
to look down on y'all or anybody else. It's to build each other up. And then even if you say you're white and you're proud, which is cool to a point, but you also have to understand from a black person perspective, they're gonna perceive it as, oh, you just trying to counter what we're saying. Kind of like the
Mm.
all lives matter thing.
Right,
Even
right, right.
though even though both statements are true, in my opinion, called Black Lives
Yeah.
Matter and All Lives Matter. Both
Right.
statements are true, but it's like you're only saying All Lives Matter because
Because
we
we
said Black
said, right.
yeah, Black Lives Matter. And we're not saying Black Lives Matter more than white lives or more than brown lives. We're saying Black Lives Matter, period.
Two.
Like,
Two.
exactly. Acknowledge that. Like, stop killing us. Stop looking down upon us. Stop being disgusted with us and stop treating us like we're not human. You know, and I mean, it really just boils down to that. And like, so white people just gotta like look in the mirror, man, and like really adjust, especially like because you know a lot of conservative white folk anyway
Right.
identify with being Christian or whatever. So it's like how like you really, which I guess you can say go back to slavery and all that to the third, like really look at yourself. Are you really even lining up with the word? Like
Right.
look at yourself in the mirror. Like you're not even living to the standard Jesus is telling you to live by. Right? I mean, so it's a lot of hypocrisy. It's a lot of um, just disgusting ideology, man. And
Yeah.
I don't get it. And then even with that, sorry to keep going, but even with that, like it's like once you have that ideology and then you put power on top of that,
Yeah.
it becomes worse because if you just a random white person on the street and you're racist, I mean, yeah, you can talk junk and all that to the third, but if you put a badge behind that,
Oh yeah.
it becomes power. You know what I mean? And then you can act on that power. And I'm not gonna say again like every situation is that,
Right,
but it's
right, right,
like
right.
because that's one thing hard to prove, and that's one thing I'm kind of hesitant about. But still, like you say, it's when it keeps happening and happening, it really does look bad, you
Yeah.
know. So like people that like you were saying a while ago, there has to be some accountability when it comes to police. That
Yeah.
like this man should not be. Uh, he should have never had the opportunity to go home. He should have been charged with something. Like he should have
Yeah.
never been able to go home and be comfortable. Like this man deliberately killed a man. Like that was just sick. The man's crying out for air. Like how can you protect that? How can you say I'm a good cop or I'm a good person or I'm not biased and still defend that? Like I just don't get it.
And that's the thing, man. It's nothing to be got. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's wrong. It's like calling a
Period.
spade a spade. Whenever whenever your mentality is based off of superiority or ultimate control or bringing down somebody else,
Yeah.
you're wrong. There's no explaining it. Like
No.
it first I'm gonna give you an example, right? Going back to what I said earlier about how people see black folks different.
Yeah.
If we talking, right? We literally talking.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you a story about how this little kid was getting off the bus pre-corona, getting off the bus and got hit by a car, right? I mean, kids ain't in school
Right.
now, but got hit by a car and died. I wouldn't have to hear nothing about race. You wouldn't have to hear nothing about how like I might say, oh, the kid was 7 years old, right? Told you the story about how the
Mm-hmm.
7 year old got hit by a car. You wouldn't ask about none of that. And you will be hurt. You would
Mm-hmm.
literally be tore up. Like, oh my
Fact.
God, like what happened? Like a kid was killed, blase blase. Like
Right.
that's humanity, right? That's humanity. Whenever you
Man, that's what
hear
I'm saying.
when you hear that a child or in this example, a child was killed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Blase blase, your heart goes out because you first off articulate and you think about your family member. You think about a 7 year old that you know. You think about your child, or your niece or your nephew. You know what I mean? Like you think about them
Right.
and you
Right.
literally feel pain. You get sad. You're
Right.
hurt.
Right.
right?
Right. Exactly.
Flip that,
Oh, yeah.
and like you flip that, 9 times out of 10. Not saying all white people like this, whatever. I'm not saying that.
Right.
But everyone that gets on these posts and they say, well, we gotta look at the details. We gotta look at the fact. If you told that person the same story about a black
Mm-hmm.
kid, the first question is, what the hell was their parents? Oh my
Yeah.
God, like,
Yeah.
what was their parents? Not about the
Mm-hmm.
person that ran the kid over, but it's
Yeah.
blame. It's blame. What
Yeah.
was the
It's
kid doing
always.
out there? What was the kid doing out there? Or and it's sickening,
It's
bro.
always. Yeah.
It's
Yeah. It's always
always
like the
go ahead.
black person has got to be the enemy or the guilty party. Like it's never objectiveness on the black person's behalf. It's like we
Right.
always got to be guilty. So yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
And you
There
can
was a.
take those
There,
same example those so what now?
oh no no. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, like you could look at the same example. Like if you was telling a story about matter of fact, it brings me back to this movie, one of my favorite movies. I tell about that in a second. But
Yeah.
if you was telling a person about the situation about a white man getting done like this, white folks be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that." We gotta do something about these cops. Or like I seen a meme where it had a cop had a knee down on a dog, holding a dog down. Like, well, this will make white folks
Yeah.
or people
Yeah. I
get
saw that.
upset because they seeing an animal get hurt. But when you
Mm-hmm.
see a person of color, it's like, oh, what did he do? What did he
Mm-hmm.
do?
See
Now
what the
it bring me
dog
back
do,
to my movie.
cuz.
It might have bit down 4 people down the road, but
Exactly.
but there's no consideration. Now you go back to my movie, A Time to Kill, Samuel L. Jackson and Matthew McConaughey, one of the best movies. I'm telling you, like it came out in the '90s, but it speaks to today so well, right? Matthew
Yeah.
McConaughey, he plays a attorney, and he's trying to get Samuel L. Jackson character off because he killed 2 racists that raped his daughter, right? The racists were
Yeah.
gonna get off. The racists, the racists were gonna get off on the murder rate or whatever.
Right.
So Samuel Jackson came in with a gun and he chopped them suckers down. And
Right.
then he ended up turning himself in, got locked up, blase, blase. So
Right.
Matthew McConaughey was
Right.
going through he was taking the trial, because it was in the South, like Mississippi or somewhere. All the people were trying to get Matthew McConaughey not to defend him, right? So he ended up defending him, took the trial, and he was having a hard time getting, evidence and all this to try to get him off, blase, blase, convince the jury. And
Right.
in his final thoughts or final breakdown of the his plead in this case, right? He tells a
Mm-hmm.
story about how this little girl got raped. Like he
Mm-hmm.
details it. He literally details the entire situation. Her coming from the grocery store, 2 guys coming in on the truck, running behind her, hitting her head with a beer can, knocking her down, brutalize her, ripping her clothes off, tearing flesh from her skin, raping her, all this detail.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
dude, I'm sitting here like, oh my God, like the jury's
Yeah.
in tears, like tears or whatever, right? And then he said, now
Yeah.
think about it. You see that little girl. Now imagine if she was white. Now, this was like the turning point, and like, he ended up getting off because it was like it was a time for the act to be taken, a time to kill, as the title suggests, right? Then the consideration, the understanding came through when they saw not a black child, not a black father, but they saw themselves in the situation as people,
Yeah.
as humans. Why can't we all see people?
Yeah.
See
I agree.
people, see life, see everyone as you see yourself, and stop having this supremacist attitude or looking at others as if they're inferior and they're not needed, or looking at immigrants or looking at people of color or whoever as if they're second-rate people or second-rate citizens or they're less than humanity.
Yeah.
No, we are all people, and if people, I'm pissed off. If people could just see it, bro,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it would just make so much sense. It would be so. it's clear. It's clear as day.
It
But
is. It is. I
the
mean, like you said, if they could see, they blinded by hate.
but but it's the hate, it's racism, and I feel like it's something even bigger than racism, bro. It's bigger than racism.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally like the scales over their eyes. You know what I mean? Like they can't
Yeah.
see. They're choosing not to see, and they're excusing the acts of it's.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's just like Pharaoh, right? Whenever they had the
Mm-hmm.
Hebrews enslaved in Egypt, and they were doing the Hebrews wrong. They was
Right.
treating the Hebrews less than. They were throwing extra work on. They were just going hard on the Hebrews. And it was like, why? Like in the scripture, you see it breaks down that they saw that the Hebrews were flourishing. They saw that the Hebrews was were
Mm-hmm.
growing, and then it was like a vexing. You know what I mean? It was like
Yeah.
their anger was kindled against them, and then it just tried to make it worse for them, try to make it harder for
Yeah.
them. With every progress that goes on in our community, the black
Mm-hmm.
community as a whole, with people of color, for every Beyonce that we see, every Jay Z that you see, for every Michael Jordan or LeBron that you see, there's hundreds of thousands of other folk that ain't got to that success, that ain't nowhere near that
Fact.
success, that
Fact.
are looking at them as influence or a reason to flourish. But it might be subconscious. The
Mm-hmm.
resentment for the few, the success of the few is fueling this
Yeah.
disdain for all
Yeah.
people of color. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And,
Yeah.
and by all means, I would never tell my people to weaken themselves. I never tell my people to pull back on your success or your
Yeah.
creativity or your skill set or your love or your passion for whatever it is you do. By all means, do what you do and do it with greatness. Succeed and go to the next level. Exceed the greatness that even others think for yourself, that you think for yourself. Exceed that and go above and beyond, because that's what we're here for. We here today. We might be gone tomorrow, but while we're here, we need to rock this thing out to the best of our ability. But the thing
Fact.
is, haters. It's like how you hate on people that's doing quote unquote worse than you. How you hating on people that's trying? How you hating on people that's on the come up? How you hating on people? What you should be doing is trying to push people to do better as a whole, period,
Right.
point blank.
Right.
But this
Right.
hate, the disdain, it's this evil spirit, bro. And
It is.
you you, you you
Agree.
you know my views on people in the scripture. You know what I mean? And I feel like,
Yeah.
in the words of Moses, they need to let my people go. Now,
Yeah.
before they let us go, they need to send up some payment. They need some reparations, right? Just like they did in Egypt, just like they do for
Yeah.
every war, every bomb that they drop. They send money. They send money all over the world. They pay for the Jews that's in Israel. They pay for
Yeah.
for for Ebola and all this other stuff going around in the world. And they said they ain't had no
Yeah.
money for reparations. But when damn Corona
They
hit,
printing like
they came up with like 2.2 trillion and gave that away like sliced bread. They ain't but 12% of the
that.
12 to 13% of the population that need to get paid. That ancestors root back to slavery. Go on, break off them checks, give up some
Mm-hmm.
land, or you can set the offer on the table. Give this check with interest. Give this check and allow people to go to another country. I'm telling you, there will be other countries that will take people in or whatever. But I'm telling
Oh
you,
yeah.
if you give people their resources and
Mm-hmm.
freedom, real freedom. Because see, this is the thing: when slavery was abolished, people didn't get freedom. They were still
Yeah.
held down. They were still segregated. They were still hurt. They were still persecuted. All that up until now, still.
Right.
Yes, things got better.
Yeah.
We in and changed. God bless them. But people still being held down.
Yeah.
Send some damn reparation and let my people go. I'm telling you, let them go. Because if you can't be protected by the people that swore an oath to protect and serve, and they can't protect nor serve you, hey man, it's time to go. It's time to go,
Yeah.
man. And
Yep.
and,
I
and,
mean,
and I feel like, like I said, this is just my viewpoint. I ain't pushing nothing on Mike or on nobody else. But let my people go. Let them go. And let us fend for ourselves. Let us fend for ourselves.
yeah.
Because every time that a people, think about it, when a person is let out of prison, right?
Hmm.
Just common sense. Person get out of jail, right? Do they
Hmm.
sit and hang around the jail after they let go?
Nope.
Nah, right? They get
Granted, some of them
well.
do end up going back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
generally speaking, right? If you get
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
release date, you get whatever the
Right.
hell you came in with, and they give you a little bit of money, and they give you a damn bus ticket to wherever, and you get to leave.
Right.
Or you might get your little
Right.
stuff, you get a couple dollars, and then you walk on.
Right.
That's how it worked. When slavery happened, these people, our ancestors, didn't have the opportunity to go back to Africa or go back to whatever country that they came from. They didn't have that
Yeah.
opportunity. They didn't have that chance. They were just like, all
Yeah.
right, get the hell out. You know what I mean? And if
Yeah.
you get caught somewhere, sundown counties or whatnot, you get caught somewhere after dark, you getting locked up anyway. And guess what? You put right back to work. Like,
Yeah.
what's gonna happen, in my opinion,
Hmm.
it's gonna take, it's gonna keep happening. This is
Yeah.
gonna
Oh
keep
yeah.
happening.
Unfortunately.
It
Unfortunately.
unfortunately it's gonna keep happening. The boiling point is gonna hit. And when this boiling point hit, I hope God sends us a Moses. That's all I can say. I'm for real. Because if he don't send us a Moses and we get somebody, a leader, a person that stands up and lead these people in for a rude awakening, man. They in for
Oh
a rude
yeah.
awakening. And I fear the outcome if we don't get a brother that's gonna be saying let us go, and we get a brother to say, oh hell, let us take the hell over. You see what I'm saying? Because granted, we
Yeah.
don't need no damn civil war. We don't need no more bloodshed. Hell, I'm tired of bloodshed. I'm tired of all people blood being shed. I'm tired of naming names. You know what I mean? For Falel Castillo. I'm tired of that. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so many of us are tired of hearing
Right.
where our people are being killed. And I get tired of hearing the black on black crime thing.
Hmm.
First off, damn it. Excuse me. But real
Go for
talk,
it.
for every I'm gonna say it like this. For the white woman that's scared of her purse getting snatched up by some black guy, or that the guy that's sitting on the bus with her is gonna rape her, right?
Hmm.
Statistically,
Hmm.
being murdered, being raped, you're more likely to be raped or murdered by your own husband. That's statistics because of,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like that's statistically
Yeah.
speaking. Most murders happen if a woman or wife is murdered, it's usually the husband. If the
Right.
husband, like,
Yeah.
or somebody of their own race. Every movie,
Yeah.
every what you call it, crime investigator or where they break
Yeah.
down who the killer is. Most of the time when people kill somebody, they kill people of their own race. Not saying that a brother ain't
Yeah.
never killed a person, a white
Oh
person,
yeah.
or a person that doesn't look
Yeah.
like him. And just like I'm saying that a white person ain't killed a black person before. But what I'm saying is, statistically speaking, you got to worry about your own people hurting before you worry about anybody else hurting. And that is true through all races, period. Now, when you add in that most time when you hear black on black crime, you're talking about lower income places, lower income areas.
Yeah.
Whenever you have a lack of resources and those areas are filled with guns and drugs, guess what?
Yeah.
People are fighting over those resources. They're fighting over that
Yeah.
territory. They're fighting over this the system, what the system has given them, right? So
Right. Right.
with that being said, there's no difference in the kill percentage. Now, not saying that that excuses it, because it don't.
Yeah.
Brothers need to stop
Right.
killing each other, and that's because of
Right.
self-hate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We gotta stop killing ourselves. We gotta stop going in and hurting our own. That's stupid. Now, but what that does, whenever you bring that argument to the table,
Yeah.
oh, you bring it to the table. Oh, what about black on black crime? You haven't excused, you haven't set a standard
Right.
or said anything about what we're talking about. We're talking about
Yeah.
this. We're talking about this
Yeah.
situation. We're talking about
Exactly.
police brutality. We're talking about our people getting killed in the street like animals, not getting fair trial. We're talking about damn tangent. Let's stay on topic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And,
Right.
and, and that's just a ploy
It's kind of
to,
like a deflection.
yeah, you trying to deflect
Yeah.
from the situation because you can't counter. You can't
Yeah.
counter this with facts or saying that there needs to be a change, or there needs to be better education, there needs to be a better process, there needs to be a breakdown of a community, right? Where the
Right.
people that are policing look like the people that live there. You know what I mean?
Right.
That
Yeah.
that should be a go. You should be recruiting
And
people. Go ahead.
that's one thing too, in regards to this, this situation that's going on. I did see where like some people they were protesting or whatever, and there was a black cop on the force, and
Right.
like people were sitting there straight talking junk to him, like
Right.
I guess because he's a black cop or
Right.
whatever. But I'm like somebody else had made a point of that, and like you made the point, like wouldn't you rather have somebody on the force that look like you and
Right.
understands you? You sitting here bashing him, talking straight cash to him, like he's looking at you funny, and he might even be like he might really feel sorry for the situation
Right.
because he's already conflicted being black and being a cop.
Right.
So, and then and then not just that, but these white people here looking at you funny, and it's just like you're not really serving a good purpose by doing that. Like I mean, and I get the anger and the outrage, but why bash your brothers? And I mean, and really, I mean, you can kind of say why really bash all these guys? Like, go to the people who gon' really who is gonna affect. Like, go to the House of Congress or wherever they do all this stuff at. Like, I mean, I'm kind of torn between the whole looting situation because I get it. Because in some cases, it's like, what more can you do? You know what I mean? It's like the people try to peacefully protest, but you ain't hearing them. But on the other hand, it's like you are kind of destroying your community and
Right.
you kind of destroying your own people's jobs and stuff. And these people might even been rooting for you. Like they might even been on your side, and now you destroying
Yeah.
their place of business. But, I mean, but I'm kind of torn on that. But my whole thing is like, don't. There's black cops. Like, don't down them just because they're cops. Like they had nothing to do with that situation. They
Let's
weren't there.
let's
They probably.
let's see this thing too. Whenever it comes to like the I'm gonna say good cop. I ain't even gonna break down the black cop. I get what you're
Oh yeah, yeah.
saying.
Well,
I
which I
I
get that. Yeah.
I get what you're saying 100%. Because you ain't want to tear down your brothers, right? But
Right.
when you hear it ain't all cops, and it ain't, I believe that. I don't
True.
believe it's all cops. I believe
Right.
that. But if you
Hmm.
have this buddy system where it's understood
Hmm.
that we looking out for
Right.
us and we're not looking out for the
Yeah.
community, then there is no good cops because
Exactly.
you're not speaking up. You're not saying
Exactly.
that that's wrong. You're not, if your partner is pulling somebody over because of some racist BS and you're
Hmm.
sitting there, black, white, indifferent, whatever, and you're not speaking up on it, you are a
Yeah.
part of the problem. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And and,
I definitely
and
agree with that.
silence and silence is almost worse. You know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
silence is
Yeah.
almost worse because
Yeah.
you I'm gonna say it like this. It's almost worse than the actual offense because you saw the damn offense and you didn't say nothing about it. You didn't do nothing about it, but you said nothing
Yeah.
about it. Because first off, you
Hmm.
could have done something about it. You could have stepped up
Right.
and grabbed dude off. Get the hell off of him, bro. Let's just put him in the car.
Yeah.
You could have did that,
Yeah.
but you didn't do that. but you were silent.
Right.
The
Mm-hmm.
silence is worse
Yeah.
because now you got to live with the fact that first off, you're sorry, tell didn't do nothing. You didn't do nothing physically, and
Mm-hmm.
you ain't gonna tell the truth. Like it brings me back to one of my favorite shows, right? Chicago PD, right? Chicago
Yeah.
PD is the heat, but Chicago PD, it kind of tell you. Well, I ain't gonna say it tell you because I mean, I don't believe everything on TV. It's like I don't believe everything
Yeah.
the news say, but
Yeah.
it breaks down some buddy system BS. You know what I mean? It breaks
Yeah.
down some backdoor side hustle. Let's get this story together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The main characters of the show are freaking dirty cops half the time. They do some good, but they do a whole lot of dirt on their own. If they got a daggone score to settle with somebody, damn it, they get a score and they settle that thing their way. It ain't by the books, but paperwork wise, it's by the books. Now,
Yeah.
whenever, because the season finale they had on that joint, they had a black cop up there Atwater, where he was riding with this white cop that did some dirt to him that was racist when he was undercover. They ended up having to work together on this case, and this white dude ended up getting shot on the job because he
Right.
racially profiled this dude, ran up in the house, no just cause whatsoever, started shooting at people, got shot. Right. So now they tried to systematically break this junk down to get the dude off,
Right.
right? Or keep his name clear so that his family and all them, will have a good look. You know what I mean? He died a hero. But
Right.
at the end of the series, man, it was I was pissed off, man. I'm like, yo, I know they ain't really gonna make this brother play this role as if he's complacent or sitting alone with this. And
Right.
because there was some black folks, the people there was some people that got killed as well on the other side. He killed somebody and then some people killed him. Like
Right.
it was so conflicting. If you can't watch the last season of that joint, bro, if you ain't seen it
What
already,
was it?
it's Chicago PD. But
Oh.
that last episode was fire. But getting to my point, throughout the entire thing, the commander in chief or whatever of the group was telling Atwater, the black cop, that hey, I'm with you because I'm with you. Whatever you got to
Yeah.
say, you got to live with your decision. But he kind of was trying to talk him into like, but you know, you know, you a cop too.
Yeah.
I'm like, God dang, bro, like he's still a brother, but he was like, you a cop
Right.
too, but you got to live with the decision that you make. And then he made a decision to
Yeah.
go against, the dude and tell the truth. And when he did that, the end of the joint stopped by him. He was going home, got out of his car, getting ready to go in his house, and the other cop that got killed or whatever,
Yeah.
his partner pulled up, was over there waiting for him when he came home. He got out the car. He was standing there looking at him. He was like, "So what's up?" And then dude was just looking at him, threw a cigarette on the ground, got in the car, and then cut his blue lights on. And then every car on the road was police. They cut their blue lights on. And then they drove right beside him, bro, fast as hell. Drew right beside him on both sides. Like sending a message that they coming after him because he going, bro. The picture was painted so real, like so
Yeah.
realistic, but it speaks to the underlying tone of what I feel that black cops go through, as well as the quote unquote good cops that shut the hell up and don't say nothing. They scared
Facts.
about that. They scared about the backlash. They're scared because there is no governing body that's over the police that's not former police. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
you look at the people, the internal affairs or whatever. That's people that came up the police rankings. You know what I mean? And if they really looked into all these damn cases, bro, and
Oh
they really
man. Yeah.
vetted this stuff, they look at all these
And,
damn cameras, man. You can't tell me that there won't be some of these damn police that will be locked up. You know what I mean? Locked up with some real time. Yo, you can't
Yeah,
kill no. I can't kill a damn dog and not get 5 years. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Especially as a
yeah,
black man. Now, but you have people that are killing people on the job that are innocent, and
yeah,
if they were guilty of something, that's something they won't try for. They won't meant to be executed for. Now, granted, if somebody pull a damn gun on you, you better pull. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I understand that as a police. If somebody pull a gun out, they shoot. Damn it, you shoot to kill. That's just how it goes. You carry conceal. If somebody's trying to shoot at me, goddamn, I'm gonna shoot to kill. That's just how it rolls. But
yeah,
if you on a job that you so stressed out that you scared of everything that you see and a person of color or a person in general, I'm just leaving it at that. That they got is a gun. You in the wrong damn
mm,
profession. You in the
yeah,
wrong profession. Look, like I
yeah,
said earlier, military police, they are held to a higher standard. Period.
yeah.
The
It's like, and then it's
military
like,
is
yeah, why
held to a
y'all,
higher standard.
and it's like, why is it always shoot first and ask questions later? Which I mean, I know why, because a dead witness can't say anything. You know what I mean? That's what
Exactly.
they teach you in concealed carry class and stuff. Like, I mean, I heard that when I took it or whatever. They were like, I mean, honestly, it
Think
might be
about
best to go ahead and kill them
think
because,
about it. Think
yeah,
about it.
like it might be.
If if
They said it might
if
be best to go ahead and kill somebody because you know because you can't actually get charges and stuff pressed against you. And sometimes, even if they are criminal, they can win. So I mean, and there is cases like that where the criminal done stuff and they sided with the criminal. Like, so I mean, I've heard one. I don't know. I think my dad actually told me this, where a criminal broke into a man's house or something, tripped over a toy on the floor that his child had, and the criminal ended up suing the homeowner or whatever and won. Like, and it's like, how you even do that? Like, so. But I kind of wanted to go back to something you had said earlier when you was like, when you was talking about the child being hit by a car and stuff, and like
oh
just
right, right, right,
just
right.
hearing that you're gonna like react, you're gonna be remorseful or whatever. Chosen up here too. He said was cracking.
What up, big dog?
But but yeah, and it's kind of like I heard one guy. He's like which again I agree with some of his points, but in this regard I don't, because homeboy was like um he don't know why people are getting so upset. He was like, if you didn't know Greg Floyd and all that, like you don't need to be getting all out of control and all this and that to the third, and like you didn't know that man and this stuff. And I'm like, what?
That's
Like,
humanity,
how
man.
can you be?
A lack of humanity.
Yeah, like what? When did that matter? Like, I don't have to know you to be remorseful that you have died. Like, especially when you were killed wrongfully, like
Right.
and unjustly and unmercifully. Like, this dude was begging for air and stuff. Like, that's just how can you not feel some type of remorse for that? Like, and some compassion. Like, I don't understand that. Like, regardless of what side you're on,
Right.
Republican, Democrat, whatever, like that should not matter at all. Like, a man has lived, like, it's proof. Like, this is like, to me, this is like one of the, because typically in these kind of cases and stuff, I really don't. I am one of those people that, like, okay, let's see the context, because that's just me. Because
Yeah. You.
if something doesn't really make sense, like, I want to know, like, and I don't think there's anything wrong with knowing the
Nah.
context of a situation, because especially if they're going to investigate it, context is going to matter and everything.
Right.
But this is like a clear, even at
Clear.
that little clip you see, this is clear. No matter what he had done before that, this man is clearly restrained. You don't need much more context than
Right.
that to
Right.
see that this was wrong. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't get how you can, which I mean, I do see a lot of white people saying this wrong or whatever. Like, but yeah,
Yeah.
you can't, there's no way you can say that just because you didn't know him, you shouldn't be upset about it, especially
Right.
when the cop has not even been charged, like,
Right.
for with anything. Like, he's been
Nah.
fired. Like, this man murdered somebody. Like,
Nah.
it's crazy,
It
man.
like if you think about it, and context, right? If you were on the job and killed somebody, right? I work at a pharmaceutical company, right? If I'm on the
Mm-hmm.
job and let's say I I got a wrench because we break down equipment and I hit somebody with the damn wrench,
Right.
I'm gonna get fired. They
Fact.
die, they die, I get fired. But I'm also going to be arrested and charged with murder. That's
Mm-hmm.
just how it works.
Yep.
You working on your job. You mess around and accidentally kill somebody. Guess what? You gonna get fired, and you still going
Mm-hmm.
downtown. They gonna charge you with something. They gonna sort it
Yep.
out. It might be manslaughter, it might be accidental, whatever. But you will be charged with something. Just because you
Right.
lose a job, that does nothing for me. You know, I know
No, man, come on,
we
bro.
live in a
Like,
society where people hit you with cancel culture and they cancel people left and right for doing little to nothing. Sometimes it's speaking your opinion. I ain't got no problem with people speaking their opinion. Hell, speak your opinion, speak your truth. Hell, if you're a racist, be a damn racist. Now, if you do that, just know that you might can't work in public, public type
and
of
don't
situations.
and don't and don't be mad when people attack you for your point of views. Like just
Hey,
because you have the freedom of speech, hey, people say, well, why can't we say the N word? Okay, say the N word.
hey, you say it,
Don't
but
be mad.
don't be mad if you catch a
Don't be
jab.
mad. Exactly. You have all the right in the world to do what you want, but don't be mad when somebody puts you in the face for saying the N word. You know what I mean? Like every action has a reaction. So,
And that's just how I get down. So I mean,
mm,
if if a person has an opinion or whatever, or they feel some type of way, they're racist or whatever, and they get fired from their job, I personally don't think people need to be punished for their way of living for words, right? Unless you work in a type of profession where you're dealing with all types of people. If you have some type of
mm,
private business or private junk or whatever where you behind walls or what, hey, whatever. But if you're working in a bank where you can use that racism or that jacked up way of thinking to hold other people down and uplift people that you want, now you do need to be removed from the situation because you're
mm,
using your power and your influence to to
yeah,
to hurt other people. You see what I'm saying? But
yeah,
you know
exactly.
how actors or whatever they pull up some old joke or something that they said and now people want to cancel it because they said something. I ain't
Man,
with
that
that.
type of
That's stupid.
I ain't
But
ignorant.
whenever it comes to a situation dealing with murder, life and death,
Yeah,
somebody raped somebody, somebody commit crime. Hey, I ain't got no problem with a person getting fired. You know what I mean? You committed a
right.
crime. You didn't say a bad word. No, you committed a crime. That's
Mm-hmm.
different. Yeah, you should lose your job, but you should also be charged with X, Y, and Z. That's how it should work in a fair and balanced justice system. But in
Exactly.
our justice system, it's proven that if you got the resources, you got the money,
Mm-hmm.
and you know the right people, and 9 times out of 10, if you got the right skin tone, you can do
Yep.
whatever the hell you want to. And that
Facts.
ain't right.
Facts. Facts.
That ain't right.
Nope.
If we
When you
live,
talking about that, kind of made me think of that when that girl was when people were talking about the news lady was saying Nakers or she was trying to say Lakers, but she ended up saying the N word or whatever. You
yeah,
remember that?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I honestly feel like she did say it, slipped up and said it, but everybody wanted her to lose her job. Now whether she was thinking it and it came out because I listened to it, I'm like, did she really say it? But I honestly think she said it on accident. I honestly think it was an accident. Whether it
Yeah.
was in her mind for whatever reason, because
Mm.
yeah, for whatever reason. But and I don't know what the reason was. She could be saying it at home or something. But as the like there was a saying like you a bird can fly, a bird can you can't stop a bird from flying over your head, but you can stop it from nesting there. Like in other words, you can't stop what kind of thoughts you get in your mind. Like thoughts can run across your mind, but you don't have to entertain those thoughts. So
Right.
maybe for whatever reason, maybe it came across her mind. I don't think that she necessarily should have lost her job because she made a mistake. Like I get the outrage and like it was disappointing and she shouldn't have said it or But when I feel like if somebody make a mistake and slip up like that, even on national TV, like yes, call them out, but and be upset, but like they don't have to lose their job over that
Right.
type of stuff. Now, if she always saying it, constantly making those same mistakes, or have a
Right.
history at work for saying stuff like that, then that's one thing. I don't know,
Yeah. Yeah.
but just by making a mistake on live TV, like I don't see why she has to be canceled for that. Like write her up or something, but being fired
Yeah.
and losing your whole livelihood, and that's one problem I have. Like with a lot of stuff, like I mean, and people might get mad at me, but this is just me. But like even when it comes to privilege, and there is privilege, and I do believe, like you were just saying, we in a sense we all do have privilege. Like you were saying, like if you have the right resources, if you have the right amount of money or whatever, you can be privileged. Like if I do something and I know somebody on a county seat or something, and they know me, they my friend, and they love me enough, they're gonna be like, okay, I can slip this, I can do this for you, Maya. I can work this out because they know me, because
Right.
they have a relationship with me. I'm privileged from that relationship. So even like, so I don't always think, which I do think in some cases, white privilege, but I don't think it's always white privilege. Sometimes I just think it's relationship privilege,
Yeah.
and we all are privileged from a relationship. Like I can get things from you that other people can't. You can get things
Right.
from me that other people
Right.
can't. Like that's just privilege. But like if you go out of your way, or if I to as a white person to benefit this white person you have no dealings with, then why? Like then it's kind of in the question, like, is that white privilege? You know what I mean? So it's like
Right. Right.
I get it, but I still think like we all have privilege to a point. But so
But so
and that's kind of what I'm saying. Like,
go ahead.
no, I'm about saying that's kind of what I'm saying. Like when it comes to like a little bit of cancel culture, because I feel like sometimes when like things happen that may offend us as the black community, like we, it's like we are privileged enough to get some things done, like get people fired or get them removed from their job, and that is a little bit of privilege. Like it may not be everything we want, but I do feel like sometimes we do have to count our blessings and see certain opportunities and certain things we do have.
Right.
That's not to justify racism or anything anybody does, but there's always a silver
Yeah.
lining. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I got you. One thing I will say, it kind of ain't got nothing to do with what you just said, but it might, because it made me think it is. But like with the dude getting fired from being a cop, right? I get it,
Mm-hmm.
but being a policeman should be like, being any public servant, it should be something that's granted to you, right? Like it's a privilege, right? And whenever they're fired for something like this, they shouldn't
Yeah.
be able to get back on the force anywhere,
Boom.
anywhere, because
He should be able to get back in his house. And then he should be in jail.
right. But see, that's the thing though. Like if you fire a person and there's no recourse or
Yeah.
accountability on the situation, then nothing stops him
Right.
from going to the county over and being a cop there. Nothing stops him from going a state over and being a cop there. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because there's still people that are at risk because of them in that position. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly. And they're not learning their lesson because all you doing
Just
is
moving.
pretty much telling them, okay, we're not going to punish you for your bad behavior. So,
Hey,
okay, but you're fired though. But
we gotta let you go. But I want you to
yeah,
know there's an opening over the
yep,
county over, you know what I mean? But we gotta let you go
yep.
because we don't want that, that look on the
And our
department.
precinct, we don't want to be,
Yeah.
we don't want that to come back on us.
Nah,
Like,
hell.
nah, bro, it don't work like that. And then you wonder why people riot. So I mean, like,
Yeah.
like
No.
people get fed up. Like, I can't really say I blame them. Like I said,
And speaking to what you said earlier about the riot, now this is what I don't. I agree with you. I get when people get fed up, they hurt, and they want to protest and looting or whatever. I kind of get it, but
yeah,
you killing your own. You see what I'm
yeah,
saying? You're literally Miss I'm gonna say Miss Susan up the street that own the
hmm
grocery store. You just burnt down her grocery store. She lives in
Yeah,
the
that's my
community.
problem. Yep.
She's a
Yep.
sister or who, you know what I mean? Like you don't do that. Now,
That's what I. That's
the psychology of it, I get it to a certain degree because when a
yeah.
person is cornered, they have no, I'm gonna say, they have no due process that they can go through and a system that they can trust.
Yeah.
They're hurt. It's like a kid throwing a temper tantrum. Like, yo, like
I want some
what
attention.
what can I do to get your attention? Guess I got to set this damn carpet on fire. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
My kid better not do no mess like that. Come break the damn neck. But but it's that same mentality. Now,
Yeah.
if you want to, going back to the solution, right? As I said earlier, I really ain't got no damn solution. It's been happening too long. Since first time we ever seen a black person beat down by the police was Rodney King. Yes, the dude was on crack, but they beat that joker for a long time. He
For
survived.
what?
I don't know how
Yeah.
he survived, but he
Hey, crack is a
survived.
heck of a drug.
They gave him damn a healing factor like Wolverine or something. But but that was the first time it was put on TV, right? That we
Yeah.
saw that. It took about 20 years, I'm gonna say at least 15 years before it started coming back and when it started being recorded. You see what I'm saying?
Mm,
Like it was being
mm.
pictured and put on YouTube. There was one thing that came out good for having YouTube, right? It's social media. Stuff started
And
getting
camera.
published, started coming out, put on cell phone. Because before
Mm-hmm.
people didn't have phones like that. You know what I mean? Like,
But look,
you know, they had they.
imagine. I'm about to say, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I'm about to say, imagine if that person would have never recorded what happened to Mr. Floyd. Like, dude probably wouldn't even be
No,
getting in any trouble.
no,
Like,
absolutely not.
and that's the sad part. Like,
That's the lack of
that's just mind
accountability.
boggling.
The
Yeah,
lack
man,
of
that's
accountability.
just mind boggling to me. And I don't, yeah, I just don't get how you can say you protect and serve people when you just can just allow this. Like, I don't care. Like, if I'm an employer, I can love my employee, whatever. But if they out here murdering people, like, I'm sorry, dog.
Whoa.
Justice got to be served. I love you,
Hey,
and that's another thing. People act like you can't have love and still have justice. Like, you think God ain't gonna have a to hell? Like, God don't want to. Of course, He don't want to send you to hell. That's why He's so adamant about you repenting and living right. Like, He don't want to do that, but at some point His fiery judgment is gonna come because you didn't listen. But He don't want to do that. He hates it. Just like a parent when they discipline their child, they don't want to, but it's necessary to get you to be a better person. Like, and it's necessary to show other people and you don't, and they are just fire. Oh Lord.
like shoot, man, we might need to get off because shoot, we've been out here for a little while now. It's about
Yeah,
10
been here for a
o'clock.
minute. It's all good.
But nah, man,
Good
for real though.
conversation.
I think we should probably continue this conversation. I mean, we could talk now, but we should probably continue it later on too, as more information comes out, and you know, we might hear something like they might charge dude. You know what I mean? But the the underlying issue, like I said earlier, I think is bigger than just racism. I think it's more than racism. Not to say racism ain't a factor because it is, but I think
Right.
it's more than that. I really think it's got to do with how we're perceived, not even how we're seen, how we're perceived. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Because
Yeah.
you have at first this too. Okay, I want to say this, and I'm gonna say this. Mike ain't co-signing off on this until you hear himself. He might, but this is me. Okay,
Yeah.
uh,
That's it.
we forgive too damn much as a
Uh-oh.
people. We forgive too damn much. As
Mhm.
black folks, we the first ones to try to hang our hearts and our heads on, I'm a person of faith, and I know God will want me to forgive, and I just want to hug, the person that killed my brother or the person that killed my sister, and
yeah,
I want to forgive. Okay, yeah, you can forgive. I get to forgive you, but you making
yeah,
it a damn show. The way you gotta get up in the middle of the damn courtroom and hug somebody and try to get that person remorse points so that they don't
yeah,
get prosecuted to the full extent of the law. That's stupid. That's
yeah,
stupid.
yeah,
That's dumb as hell. If you want to forgive that person, you let that damn trial go through. You let the sentencing go through, and then you go
yeah.
visit that hoe and the daggone in
You
prison,
said this.
and then you can tell her, hey, I forgive you. I don't forget. I'm not saying that
Yeah,
it's okay,
don't forget.
but I
No, don't
forgive
forget.
you.
Yep.
I forgive you for the fact that I know that my God would want me to forgive you. But
Yeah,
to make it some kind of weird, like almost
yeah,
brownie point system, like it's
yeah,
that's how it looked to me. It looked. I hate when brothers say that somebody cooning, but it do look like you a damn coon or something. Like you
yeah,
sit up here
yeah,
trying to pretend that yeah, I don't want everybody to be mad. I know my brother or my dad or my mom would want forgiveness and for us to all get
mhm,
along. That's a lie. Your brother would
yeah,
want to be alive. Your father, your sister,
yeah,
your mom, your dad, they would want to be alive. They wouldn't want to be dead in a box somewhere because somebody was stupid, somebody was hateful, somebody was racist, somebody saw them
right,
as a threat, somebody saw them as an animal, as a color, as negativity. They didn't see them as a human being, as your brother.
right.
That's the problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I really want to say that about that forgiveness thing. It it
Say,
it burns me. It burns
yeah,
me up when people
I,
try to play that
I
role
understand.
talking
I
about
understand.
talking about forgiveness because that ain't the forgiveness God talking about. I don't care. I don't know what Bible they read, but
Mm,
in the Bible I read, it talk about that going. It talk about when you do something, you get paid a reward for it. So when
mm.
you do
And it
wrong,
said, and it also in
you get
Jesus,
paid for
Jesus, Jesus
it. Go
also
ahead.
says, if you read it in the context, one of his talking about forgiving, he said if they come back to you and repent, that's when you forgive.
Well,
Like
say
a
if
lot of
they if
times,
that
people,
there ain't no
I mean,
repentance, but you
like a lot of
forgive them.
times, yeah, a lot of times people don't even really come back to you. Now, on the other hand, I will say
Right.
to me, because I will say that
Bro.
to me, there's like two types of forgiveness: one for yourself and one for the other person.
Right.
Because I'm gonna forgive you for my peace because I don't want that burden on my heart.
Yeah.
On the other hand, if I know, and I might not even tell you, give you, then that's between me and God. You know what I mean? Now, when you come back and say, "Hey, Mike, I'm sorry if I did this, yada yada yada," I'll be like, "All right, well, I forgive you." You know what I mean? And you make it right or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. I forgive you. That's forgiveness for you because you need that peace. But before you
Right.
do that, I'm forgiving you because I need that peace. You know what I
That
mean?
what's that? And like you said, that's internal. That's internal.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Because I don't want that bitterness to affect my relationship with God, and then that the sport spill over into me doing something wrong or me taking vengeance and the law in my own hands or whatever. And then I'm in jail. And as
Right.
far as homeboy, like, and I definitely get what you're saying because we can forgive, and I do. I'm about forgiveness because I do believe it.
Yeah.
But like I said, there's two types. Don't just forgive people. Don't just be like, oh, I forgive you, and they ain't even really apologize because they still looking at you like, f your forgiveness. I don't want your forgiveness. I'm gonna say I
It's
forgive
like
you.
it's like a crackhead. I'm gonna say it like this. It's like a crackhead just jumped in your car, stole your car,
Mm-hmm.
got caught.
Yep.
They at the jailhouse. I forgive you, and they
Mm-hmm.
like, if you only knew when I get out, I'd do it again. Like
Yep.
because they got whatever else going on. It's like if a person meant to kill your friend, you know what I mean, or your brother or whoever, and they shot him in the face or them in the face on purpose in anger, and they ain't sorry at this point. They still mad. They still set tripping or whatever the
Mm-hmm.
drama or whatever is behind it. As a individual, yeah, you can look inside your heart and forgive the act because you made peace with the situation. But to forgive that person,
when they
that's
haven't even
when
changed.
they haven't had a change of heart, they haven't had a reflection, a aha moment or nothing, a shift in their paradigm or anything. No, you don't forgive that.
When do God forgive us? Is it? I mean, he wants us to come and repent and apologize and turn from our sin. He don't just forgive
Right,
us because he don't want to like be angry. Like if you
right.
don't repent, his wrath is going to be stored up against you, and God has the right to have the wrath.
And
Like God has that
see,
right.
Mike, you said something right there because it brought this thought to me too now. Because see, a lot of people use the excuse of saying, Jesus died for that. Jesus died for that. Jesus died for that. No, he died so
Mhm,
that you could receive forgiveness,
mhm.
so that you could repent. He didn't
Exactly.
die so that and resurrect because you gotta remember to resurrect because if he ain't resurrect, it
Right,
wouldn't do
right,
nothing.
right, right. Don't forget
But
that.
I mean, but if you if you if you don't ask for forgiveness, you don't receive it. You
You
don't
don't get it.
you and repentance. First off, repentance means that you turn from your wicked way. If you don't turn away from, if you don't if you don't say, okay, going, we're speaking murder right now, right?
Mhm,
I was wrong. I
mhm.
did that.
Yep.
I'm willing to deal with whatever the consequences are, but I did that. That's my mistake. I was wrong.
Right.
That's the only way that that individual, whoever that individual may be, could ever be forgiven by God.
Yep.
You'd have to be willing to take the responsibility. You have to be willing to take the punishment. You have to be, that's justice. You have to welcome it. If you truly want to be forgiven, you must be willing to take the punishment and be fine with it. If it's that
Acknowledge
be
it.
if
Hold on, you froze up on me, Cal.
that, yeah, my fault. I got a text message. If that's you
Oh,
going to the electric chair, if that's you getting hung, if that's you getting beat down or put in front of a damn gun line, or if it's you getting out on parole, whatever it is, whatever the punishment is, you have to be willing to take that and
right.
be good. I deserve it. I deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
I as a Christian, as a believer in God, a believer in Christ, a follower of the book, if you if you truly believe in the scripture and what it's supposed to stand for, sound doctrine, etc., then you would know that hey, I am deserving of hellfire. I am
Yeah.
deserving of being tossed into the pit. I am deserving of being called a wretched man because I am a wretched man. That's being truthful with what is. Now,
Mm-hmm.
the restoration, the becoming a new man, the deliverance and the healing occurs when you can be honest with your now.
Exactly.
Then turn from the sin or whatever the hell you got going on, and you can be made new. If that's you
Right.
being made new while you spending your life in prison, and that's you being made new. Paul spent time in prison. Shoot, Jesus spent time in prison.
And you
Martin,
know the funny,
Malcolm,
you know the
come on now, like
I'm about to say, yeah, you know the funny thing about it is we often like to quote Paul or talk about how Paul was a murderer and God converted him, God forgave him, which he did. But if you notice when Jesus said, when Paul was being converted and stuff, when Jesus met the dude that he told Paul to go to pray for him
Mhm.
so the scales will fall off his eyes or whatever,
Right,
Jesus
right,
told the
right.
dude, he was like, I'm pretty much I'm gonna show Paul how much things he must suffer for my name's sake.
Mm.
Paul, he was out here persecuting Christians and killing Christians, like and putting them, locking them up and all that. Jesus forgave him and saved him, but he still allowed him to suffer because of what he done prior to that. You know what I mean?
Right,
All the stuff
right.
Paul went through, he did a lot of amazing things, but
But
I
he,
believe part of that was
mm,
because of everything he done before then. You know what I
you're
mean?
right.
Like you
That's
can
good.
say, like
That's
you can
good.
say Jesus forgives and stuff, and he does. But like we say, that doesn't mean you don't suffer for suffer the consequences of your action. Forgiveness is he forgives you, to allow you to enter the kingdom. But that don't
Right.
mean you ain't gonna suffer the consequences in this life. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and I much rather suffer the consequences in this life so I can end up
Then
in
the
the kingdom.
next, yes sir, yes sir.
Exactly. So yeah, I just feel like sometimes we miss that. Like Paul, Paul murdered people and did all that, and God forgave him, but he still suffered for what he had done, and we all do, whether we realize it or not.
Right.
So
Right. That's
I feel like
good,
I'm
man. I think
fixing.
I think you say you got something else. What that there
I
going?
feel like I did,
We
but
got
I
some
forgot
gray
what
hair
I
in there.
forgot what I was gonna say. I don't know. I can't remember. It's all good.
But nah, man, I feel like that's probably a good stopping point, man, for the night. Like I said, we'll probably continue this, and we might talk about some other stuff too. But
Yeah.
I think it's a good stopping point. 'Cause I feel like we covered the flesh in us, what we feel, how we deal, and hopefully how things could possibly change if people open their eyes and
Yeah.
see us all as people, regardless of our
Yeah.
color, right? You say
Right.
Martin Luther King dream still still waiting on that dream. But
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like for us to be seen as people and not be judged based off our skin or based
Right.
off of, you know. But
Yeah.
and I feel like we went down that road. We spoke from our hearts as
Yeah.
individuals.
Right.
And I think we might have covered part of the collective of our people, how the feelings is right now.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and also I feel like that was much needed. Our last little quarter here of
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
exactly what the Bible says about forgiveness and
Right.
deliverance and being made new,
Right.
because you know I really want people to change. I really want us to grow as a nation, and I still do believe that there's gonna come a time whenever God gonna ask us to make a move. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
till then, we got to be in this world, but not of it.
Facts.
And we got to learn to maneuver and be sure that we teach our brothers and sisters and our children how to move and make it home. I'm gonna say it like that. How to
Fact.
move and make it home. Because
Fact.
as I tell my son, I can deal with a situation once you home. But while
Mm-hmm.
you out there, we gotta play this game to get back to the house. And
Fact.
then we can damn lawsuit it up. We can
Yeah.
get people badges taken and all that, but we gotta get you
Right.
home first.
Right.
Um,
And I got something to add, but I ain't gonna add it now. I'll wait till the next time we come together.
right, right. I mean, if it's
About
on your mind, brother, spit it out.
I don't know. It was just about resisting arrest or whatever. But
Right.
yeah, just because I was looking into that and because I want to know kind of basically the law on it or whatever, just in case I
Mm-hmm.
ever was in a situation to, where I may feel like I need to resist arrest. But basically, a lot of the things I was reading based on the research I've done in most states, they say there's really no legal way or route to say that we can resist arrest.
Right.
They were like, and you got to kind of know the laws in your own state and stuff because it's kind of tricky. So even
Right.
if you feel like a cop is making a false arrest, you still need to be careful if you're going to resist the arrest because you can still end up in legal trouble. So they say it's best to go ahead and comply, and then
Yeah.
if they done something wrong, try to take it to court and press charges and all that stuff. That way you won't have a violent altercation or whatever. And not
Right.
saying that does justify a cop
Nah, hell
doing
no.
anything,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's just saying that they just saying, and that's kind of what you were saying. That's just when you were saying coming home, making it home and stuff. It just
Yeah. You
popped in
got to
my
make it
head.
home.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I guess that'll do it, dog.
Cool deal, man. I love you, bro. Love these, and hey, stay
Love
safe.
you too. Hopefully next time we can get some more brothers up here.
10-4. Cheer, cheer.
All right, man. Yep.